We got peach fritters on the menu today, and I'm going to show you how to do them. Come on, y'all. Let's go. So we're starting off with 2½ cups of self-rising flour. All right, so now I'm just taking 1 stick of salted butter and grating this butter into the flour mixture. Now you want to have your butter stick frozen. I didn't have mine frozen, but make sure it's frozen if you're gonna grate it into it. If not, just gonna cut into small pieces here. All right, so once my butter is all blended and grated into the flour, I'm just going to take my hands and kind of just continue to kind of mesh that butter and flour in together to give it a really nice cornmeal-y mixture here. Well, cornmeal-y texture rather. Won't take long after it's grated. And again, that was 1 stick of salted butter. Okay, this is the texture we're looking for. Looks just like cornmeal. As you can see, I like playing with it. Okay, so now we're going to be adding 2 tablespoons of sugar. 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, and you can use light or dark brown sugar, whichever one you like. This is so similar to my apple fritter recipe, just very few changes. There's very few differences in these 2 recipes. Okay, so we're just taking that spoon and getting all that brown sugar and the granulated sugar mixed into this flour mixture here. You don't want to leave any brown sugar clumps. All right, that is perfect. So now we're adding a 4th teaspoon of cinnamon. Gotta have that cinnamon. All right, coming together nicely. Okay, so now in a separate bowl, we're going in with 1 cup of whole milk, roughly 2 large eggs. If you're using medium eggs, it would be 3 medium eggs, but if they're large, 2 will do the trick. Okay, I just added 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So this mixture has 1 cup of whole milk, 2 to 3 eggs, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And we're just gonna whisk that in and get it all mixed in together. So now we're going in with 2 peaches. All right, after I peeled those, I'm just going to cut around the core here. And you're trying to cut as close to it without digging into the core. And as you can see, a little bit of that has gotten, that little seed rather, has gotten, it's left on the pieces I'm cutting. But I'm just going to dig that out. No big deal. Or if you don't mind it, you can leave it in there. It's completely up to you. You want to get all the peaches off here. Okay, so I've already dug a little bit more of that little seed out of there. And I'm just going to proceed to cut the peaches. Now, of course, peaches are softer. And they can be a little bit more mushy, of course, than apples. So you don't have to cut them as thin. I personally still like mine kind of thin. But a lot of people may want to cut them a little bit more coarse. But again, you don't have to chop them as thin as you would apple slices. Now, what other kind of fritters do you all like? I love apple fritters. I love peach fritters. I actually like even a blueberry fritter. I was going to actually do a video on that as well. So you all tell me what you all like. Okay, so now we're just going to add our wet mixture to our flour mixture. going to take our peaches and we're going to add that. Easy enough. Okay, we're just going to mix all that in at one time here. Because we want to be careful not to over mix. We want to get it nicely blended, but we don't want to over mix this batter. All right, that's coming along. This is about how we want that dough to look here. Again, just getting it all incorporated. That is perfect. You want to let it sit over here for just a few minutes. It's going to fry up better if you let it sit about 10 minutes or so. Okay, so now in a cast iron skillet, I'm going to be adding 2 cups of oil. And I'm using vegetable oil, but any frying oil will do. Okay, and of course I put a little bit of flour in there after I've turned that heat on. We want the flour bubbling, and right now it's not doing that. So we're going to go for it again. Okay, now it's beginning to kind of sizzle a little bit. So we know by now that the grease is hot enough. Okay, so we're putting our fritters, making sure. Now this is, you want to use about a number 20 size scoop, which is about 2.5 tablespoons worth. I think my scoop is a little bit bigger, but for the most part, you want to use about a number 20 size scoop. And after you put your, after you put your batter in here, in the pan here, you just want to kind of press down to make sure that your fritters won't fry up too thick. Fry them on medium to high heat here. You don't want to fry them too fast because they will get too done on one side before they're able to completely finish. And nobody wants a apple fritter that they bite into and the dough isn't completely cooked. Wouldn't be too good. Okay, so after we get them to a nice golden brown, we want to flip them. Again, the temperature in which you're frying them on makes all the difference. And you should probably use a tongue to do this. I'm just using the first thing I can grab, which is a spoon. And if you have been watching my channel a while, I'm always just using whatever is next to me. A lot of time I'm not using the proper utensils, but I make it do what it do. Alrighty. Okay, so we got them all flipped here, and that is frying really good. And after you flip, you want to adjust the heat again here. You want to make sure that you're frying them between medium to low heat at this point. You don't want to cook them too fast. And you just periodically just turn them a little bit to make sure they are getting that dough in the center of the fritter and the inside is being cooked. Again, if you fry it too fast, it is not going to get done inside and you're going to have like a doughy mess. Nobody wants that. The proper temperature is very important. And as you can see, these are not frying too fast at all. Okay, these fritters, they have taken roughly about, I want to say about 4 minutes total. Didn't take too long at all. And we're taking them out the grease. Now, if you don't have a wire rack, what you would do is just get you a regular pan with a paper towel and put them on their side so they can drain all that grease like you see me doing here. I didn't have a wire rack with me. I have one at the house. And I did not have one here with me at the restaurant. I don't know what I did with it. I don't know what my dishwasher did. But anyway, just put it on its side and let all the grease drain. Okay, so while those are hot and you just want them to cool down ever so slightly, we're going to fix our glaze. And I'm putting in here 2 cups of powdered sugar, a 1/4 cup of regular milk, whole milk, and a teaspoon of vanilla. And we're just going to mix that real good until it's nice and smooth. Just want to make sure you get all the clumps out here. Very simple glaze recipe. I've made this in many recipes. For you all that's been following me a while, you probably know this by heart, of course. Okay, so while those fritters are still nice and hot, we are going to dip them here. I just dip the whole thing, making sure I get the sides. And I'm going to stand them up just like I did when they were dry without any glaze at all. You're going to do it the same way, just in another pan. Okay, making sure they're completely saturated with the glaze here. Y'all, these are so easy and they are super delicious. They smell like peach funnel cakes. And that's it. They are perfect. They turned out so good, y'all. Can't wait to take a bite. Okay, I'm just gonna break it open here. Would you look at that? Thank y'all so much for watching. I will see y'all next time.